Hello everybody and welcome back to Soul Stained Ink. My name is Beth and today I'm going to be doing a writing tag that I was sort of tagged in by my dear writing buddy Emily over at the channel Julian Graystroke. She really wants to know more about my characters, and so Em, this is all for you. This tag was originated on Coffees and Calligraphy, which is a Tumblr blog managed by Rachel somebody, I've forgotten her last name. So I will link that blog, and I will also link M's channel, Julian Graystroke, down below. You can go check out both of those. They're fabulous. And let's get started talking about my characters. The first question is, crazy hacker has gone into your computer and deleted all of your music except for one song off of your writing playlist. What is it? Well, I don't have any writing playlists on my computer. I have Pandora on my phone. I have the actual radio or CDs, and typically I will have my notebook and be listening to the radio or listening to Pandora or like a podcast on iHeartRadio or something, and just writing while stuff is going on around me. If I had to choose from all the things I listen to on like Pandora and whatever else, I would probably choose a track from the movie soundtrack station on Pandora, something by Hans Zimmer, probably like Pirates of the Caribbean or something like that, because that's pretty fun and can work with a lot of different scenes. Your protagonist and antagonist have been paired up by friends to go to lunch together. Where do they go? So since I'm talking about the way we were in this set of questions, I will have to choose someone who hasn't already done this, because one of my protagonists and one of the antagonists date for a little while in this book. So they've already gone to lunch. They went to lunch several times, but the one we talk about in the book is to a little diner. However, if some of my other protagonists and antagonists had to go out to lunch together, they would probably go to IHOP, I think. That just kind of feels like a good place for enemies to get together and have a quick bite to eat. You're crossing a bridge when the troll living under it stops you. He demands to read a chapter from your novel. Which chapter do you give him? That's a really difficult question. The beginning of this book, the first half of the book, is done up in like diary form. So I have a chapter for each character plus the antagonist group. And then the second half is written like a normal novel with actual chapters. So I'm not exactly sure in this format what would constitute a chapter, and I don't really want to give him one of the little diary pages. So probably chapter 8 of part 2. I just finished writing it and I find it absolutely hilarious, and hopefully the troll would too. And in case you're wondering, chapter 8 is a Halloween party where the antagonists have forced the protagonists to dress up in costume and come to this party. There's probably something big that's going to happen in a few minutes, but they just kind of meet up, and it's all about the protagonists getting ready and, dragging their feet and having to get there. And then at the end of the chapter, the big boss bad guy starts singing, and he kind of pulls it from Hocus Pocus, and one of the girls calls him on it, or is irate about it anyway, and it's hilarious, and it makes my heart happy that I got to read that, let alone write it. So there you go. Your friends have invited you out to a party, and surprise, all of your characters are there. Who do you choose to hang out with? Yeah, my friends know better than to invite me out to parties. I'll go to movies, I'll hang out, but seriously, my daughter's 4th birthday party is in about an hour, and I'm trying to figure out how I can politely stay in this room and read instead of interact with people that I know, love, and enjoy talking to. So my friends know better. However, if they did manage to drag me out to a party and all of my characters from The Way We were there, I would not have to choose who to hang out with, really, because the bad guys would be over in a corner and the protagonist group, all 7 of them, would be hanging out by the food table, consuming all of the chips and dip, and I would just kind of gravitate over there. The group consists of Brent, Eliza, Sky, Joel, Clay, Lenora, and Lee. And so I would just kind of go over there and hang out, and we could glare at Peter and Colin and whoever else they brought with them from across the room while hopefully listening to some 90s jams. Crap, you left your car keys in the house and have somehow locked yourself out. Which of your characters picks the lock for you? Honestly, this is so like me. All of my key rings are put on one big star clip and I carry them because otherwise I will lose them. But I do live in a house that I can just walk out the door and twist the lock and not have to turn around and lock the door behind me. So I live in a state of paranoia right now, thinking I'm going to lock all of my keys in the house and then we're going to have a hard time getting back in. And I have actually done this within the past year at the old house. So there you have it. However, if I had my characters around, pretty much any of them could figure out a way to get in and get the keys for me. Uh, Joel and Clay and Brent would just knock a door down. Lenora and Sky would figure out how to use a bobby pin or a credit card to jimmy the lock. Eliza the witch would just figure out how to either wiggle her fingers and pop the lock open or have the keys appear in front of me. And Lee, the dragon shadow sorcerer, would send his shadows in, probably have them open the door, get the keys, carry the keys out to me, and lock the door behind themselves. And the funniest part would be that there are at least 15 minutes of arguing over the best tactic before something gets done about getting in the house and getting the keys to begin with. Zombie apocalypse is happening right now. Everyone is fleeing the planet and moving to Mars, and only one of your characters can go with you. Who do you choose? That is not fair, it is not right, and I refuse to pick only one. That being said, although it is not the zombie apocalypse, my characters are working on keeping the world from ending in the way we were. They have remembered who they were in their past lives and that they are honestly the task force to stop this particular apocalypse. And so I wouldn't be able to convince any of them to come with me. At the most, I could probably get some of the guys from the Foundation to move to Mars, and that might help our cause because part of the bad guys are just gone, but I wouldn't want to take them either. So honestly, they would probably all stay, and I would have to take a character from a different book or grab an extra friend. You've been given the opportunity to travel to one place in your book. Where do you go? Well, The Way We Were takes place mostly in Florida, and as much as I love Florida and would really enjoy being down there again, it's been several years since I got to visit. I think I would probably choose one of the flashback locations. Back in the early formations of their group several hundred years ago, they were in beautiful meadows in Ireland. So I would probably go there or possibly even to the 1940s, the late 30s, early 40s. They were in America and I think San Francisco is where I have them. And then when the war came, they put their gentlemen on the train and did all of that. Or maybe to New Orleans even. I'm not sure. But probably to Ireland if I can only choose one place, I'd probably go to Ireland because it's easier for me to get somewhere like San Francisco or New Orleans than it would be for me to get to Ireland. You meet your main character and start a conversation with them. The problem is you've only got 6 words or less to do so. What do you say? Well, there are 7 of them in The Way We Were, along with the main antagonist, but I think if I just said, tell me how you really feel, they would all let me have it about somebody else in the book, and that might be pretty fun. So let's go with tell me how you really feel. Crazy acid rain is falling from the sky. Which of your characters would you use as an umbrella? So anyone who's read snippets from The Way We Were would probably guess that I would say Axel Gray, who is not only a demon lord, but just a really bad guy and in charge of the Foundation, and the guy who is attempting to, end the world. However, I would actually choose his son, Cullen, who is a simpering little prick and who should get rained on by acid rain. Finally, you are out at a restaurant with your main character and the time has come to order dessert. What do you order for them? This is going to sound like a cop out to you guys, but honestly, most of them are not huge fans of normal dessert. So it would either be a sopapilla, since typically we would be at a Mexican food restaurant, or it would be like a choco taco or some sort of chocolate pie that we could all eat together, maybe a cheesecake, but it would be one piece that everybody takes a bite or two from because I don't like dessert and I don't typically write in big dessert type things unless it's in October and then we all have pumpkin pie because pumpkins are amazing. So this was the character writing tag for The Way We Were, and I will be doing some more of these type of things for other books. And if you want to know more about The Way We Were, let me know and I will do a tag or a video that tells you more about the plot and each of my characters. So until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day. I am going to go to a party. Bye.